Good morning, everyone. In this video lesson, we are going to study about loop antenna and helical antenna. The various objectives of this lesson are: we will study in detail about construction and working of loop antenna, radiation pattern of loop antenna, features of loop antenna, applications of loop antenna, direction finding by rotating loop antenna, and we will also study about helical antenna, applications of helical antenna. Recap. In the last class, we have studied about folded dipole and its uses. When half-wave dipole is folded, it is called as a folded dipole. When the half-wave dipole is folded, the radiation distance becomes 4 times that of the straight dipole, and hence radiation resistance becomes 288 ohms, which can provide better matching with the space impedance. We also studied about parabolic dish antenna, which is a microwave antenna. And we have seen then there are different types of microwave antennas: the parabolic reflector antenna, horn antenna, loop antenna. In the last class, we studied about parabolic reflector. Parabolic reflector antenna consists of a radiating element, which may be a simple dipole or a waveguide horn antenna. And a parabola is a plane curve which is defined as the locus viewpoint, which moves so that its distance from the fixed point called directrix plus its distance from a straight line called directrix is constant. Due to this property, a parabola will act as a good microwave reflector. Antennas with parabolic reflector is also called as parabolic reflector antenna or dish antenna or microwave dish. This is the most widely used antenna for radiating or receiving the microwave frequencies. Consider a source of radiation placed at the focus. All waves coming from the source and reflected by the parabola will travel the same distance by them. They reach the directrix no matter from what point on the parabola they reflect. All the waves reflected by parabola will be in phase. Due to this, radiation is very strong and concentrated about the axis. Further, if the beam of parallel rays incident on the parabola surface, they will be focused at the focus point. This is due to the principle of reciprocity. The parabola reflector antenna consists of a radiating element, which may be a simple dipole or a waveguide horn antenna. This is placed at the focus point of the parabola. So horn feed, we have horn feed. Achieving high gain is not always easy, but if we make use of reflector and horn antenna, we can provide much higher gains in a particular direction. This is the geometrical properties of the parabola. The geometry of the parabola is such that this f is the focus point, fr plus rr dash equal to fq plus qq dash equal to fp plus pp dash, which is constant. That is the geometry of the parabola as we have seen in detail in the last class. Due to that, when the waves that are coming from the transmitter, when they strike the parabola surface, they will be reflected, and these parallel rays are made into spherical waves, and all these waves are available at the focus point. At the focus point, we are connecting the feed antenna, and feed antenna is a horn antenna. We will receive the signal. Feed horn antenna convert these electromagnetic radiations into electrical signal that can be applied to the receiver. When it is acting as a transmitting antenna, Transmitter is connected to the horn antenna, feed antenna. Horn antenna radiate the signal. These signals will go up to the parabola and strike the surface of the parabola, and they will be reflected back. So they are reflections. These spherical waves are converted into plane waves, and they can further propagate in the desired direction. Now we'll see about the loop antenna, which is also one of the microwave antennas. The loop antenna is a radiating coil of any cross section of one or more turns carrying radio frequency current. So it consists of a coil. We have number of turns, one or more turns, and this coil carrying the radio frequency current. That is the modulated signal. A loop antenna is a single turn coil, or we have more number of turns carrying the RF current. Since its dimensions are much smaller than wavelength, current throughout may be assumed to be in phase. Thus, the loop is surrounded by a magnetic field everywhere perpendicular to the loop. The directional pattern is independent of the exact shape of the loop and identical to that of an elementary doublet. And we have circular loops, square loops. So loop antenna is a radiating coil of any cross section of one or more turns carrying radio frequency current. Loop antenna, it may be a rectangular in shape, it may be a circular in shape, or it may be square shape, triangular, or hexagonal. But construction of the loop or square is easier. Now we'll see the constructional details of the loop antenna. A loop of more than one turn is called a frame. A loop is designated such that its dimensions are small in comparison to wavelength, so that the currents of same magnitude and phase flows throughout the loop. At the most important point in the dimensions are very small. Therefore, the currents of the same magnitude and same phase flowing throughout the loop. The dimensions of the antenna should be of the order lambda for using as transmitter. It can be a single turn or number of turns. A loop antenna is a single turn or number of turn coils antenna carrying RF current. Since its dimensions are very much smaller than the wavelength, current throughout may be assumed to be in phase. Thus, the loop is surrounded by a magnetic field everywhere. Perpendicular to the loop, the directional pattern is independent of the exact shape of the loop and is identical to that of elementary doublet. Since the dimension of the antenna is of the order lambda, then we have currents of same magnitude and phase flowing. Now let us see the working principle. This figure shows the loop antenna of a single loop and its plane is rotating about Z axis. This is Z axis, and we have the plane A, B, C, D. It is a square loop. Z axis is the plane. It is rotating about Z axis. The horizontal arm, AB is the horizontal arm. This arm is the horizontal arm. And CD acts as a horizontal antenna. This CD acts as a horizontal antenna. While two vertical arms, AD, this is the vertical arm AD, and vertical arm BC, acts as vertical antennas. These two are the vertical antennas. These two are the horizontal antennas. And this is the square loop whose shape is square. This is the width and height are same. It is square. A wire, a coil carrying RF current. It is made in the form of a square. We call it as a square loop antenna. And we have circular loop antenna. When a coil is bent in the form of circle like this, We call it as a circular loop antenna. Through coaxial cable, through coupling, it is connected to the receiver when this antenna is used as a receiving antenna. We have the tuning capacitor for the signal to induce into the receiver. And this is a single turn. This coupling loop is provided to provide impedance matching. This PVC pipe is for supporting. Through coaxial cable, it is connected to the receiver. The formation of the circular loop is simple. So the most widely used antenna is the circular loop antenna. This is the geometrical structure. It has got certain diameter. It is made in the form of a circle. Through the balancing unit, through coaxial cable, it is connected to the receiver. This structure is made in the form of circle. And we have the square loop. It is made in the form of the square. It is acting as a wideband microwave antenna because of this structure. Rotating the loop antenna. So this is the loop antenna. These are the parallel waves that are going on through the loop. When the loop antenna is rotated, there will be a circular pattern here. So in this plane, in this vertical plane, we have a plane, vertical plane, perpendicular to the direction of the axis, there is a radiation. If the plane of the loop is set at right angles to the direction from which vertically polarized waves are coming, then the same voltage will be induced in each of the vertical antennas A, AD and BC. We have the arms A, B, C, D. If the plane of the loop is set at right angles to the direction from which vertically polarized waves are coming, then the same voltage will be induced in each of these vertical antenna AD and BC. But these two voltages induce currents in the loop in opposite direction, and hence they will be cancelled out. When they are in opposite direction, there will be a cancellation. This happens because with respect to the incoming wave, both the sides are at equidistance from the transmitter. Let the loop be rotated by 90 degrees so that the plane of the loop is along the direction of incoming radio waves. The voltage induced in each vertical side of the loop are not cancelled out. So vertical side of the loop is not cancelled out because they are in phase. Along the direction of the incoming waves, they are 90 degrees phase shift. So along the line, the waves are cancelled out. And hence the radiation pattern of loop antenna is similar to the radiation pattern of elementary dipole or Hertzian antenna, with the difference that the electric vector E and magnetic vector H are interchanged. E and H fields are interchanged. This is why a small loop is generally referred to as a magnetic dipole. The loop is surrounded by a magnetic field everywhere at right angle to the loop. So a loop antenna is a single turn or multiple turn of coil carrying current. RF current is flowing through it. Since its dimensions are much smaller than a waveguide, current throughout may be assumed to be in phase. Thus, the loop is surrounded by a magnetic field everywhere, perpendicular to the loop. The directional pattern is independent of the exact shape of the loop and is identical to that of an elementary doublet. And we have circular loop, square loop. The radiation pattern of the loop is similar to the radiation pattern of an elementary doublet or Hertzian dipole, with the difference that the electric vector E and magnetic vector H are interchange. That is why a small loop is generally referred to as magnetic dipole. The loop is surrounded by a magnetic field everywhere at right angle to the loop. So we will be getting a radiation pattern that is dot nut shape. Hence, loop antenna is suitable for direction finding applications such as radar, aircraft finding applications. For direction finding applications, it is required to have an antenna that can indicate the direction of a particular loop. So when the loop is rotated by 90 degrees, so that the plane of the loop is along the direction of incoming radio waves, the voltage induced in each vertical side of the loop are not cancelled out. The radio waves take some time to reach from one side to another, and hence a little phase existed between the induced fields E1 and E2. Therefore, an EMF exists around the loop equal to the difference between EMFs across the vertical axis Z, Z, Z will be the same, E1 almost equal to E2. The loop EMF will be maximum when the plane of the loop is along the direction of incoming radio waves from the transmitter. The working principle of the loop is such that along perpendicular direction there will be the radiation pattern. The radiation pattern is dot nut shape. Loop antenna is suitable for direction finding applications. The radio waves take some time to reach from one side to another side, and hence a little phase existed between the induced E1 and E2. Therefore, an EMF exists around the loop equal to the difference between EMFs across the vertical axis Z, 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 yes, and they will be equal, E1 equal to E2. The loop EMF will be maximum when the plane of the loop is along the direction of incoming radio waves from the transmitter. And we have the radiation pattern, which is a dot nut shape. Hence, it is suitable for direction finding applications. For direction finding applications, we require direction of a particular loop. If theta is the angle between the plane of the loop and direction of radio wave arrive, then induced EMF in any direction theta is given by the formula E naught equal to ERMS into cos theta, where theta is the angle between the plane of the loop and direction of the radio waves. So we are getting the EMF E naught equal to ERMS multiplied by cos theta. E naught equal to ERMS when theta is 0 degrees, cos 0 is 1. It is 0, that is minimum when theta is 90 degrees. So when we substitute theta equal to 0, cos 0 is 1, then E naught equal to ERMS. When theta is 90 degrees, cos 90 is 0, so E naught is 0. Then we have along this 0 degrees plane, we have the field equal to ERMS. 90 degrees direction, the field is 0. The radiation pattern is in the same as that of doublet. The directional pattern of loop antenna are independent of loop antennas that are independent of the exhaust shape of the loop. So radiation pattern is like the elementary doublet. The direction of the radiation of the elementary dipole, it is a Hertzian dipole. The difference is that the electric field and magnetic fields are interchanged. That is why a small loop is generally referred to as a magnetic loop. The loop is surrounded by a magnetic loop everywhere at right angles to the loop. The radiation pattern of a vertical loop antenna in a horizontal plane is shown here. So it is like this. It is like the dot net doublet radiation pattern. And the antenna is vertical plane, we are getting the pattern like this. The radiation pattern is similar to the radiation pattern of elementary dipole, Hertzian dipole, with the difference is that the electric field E and magnetic field H are interchanged. The direction pattern in dot net shape, and this makes the loop antenna suitable for direction finding applications. Features: small loops whose circumferences are less than 0.1 lambda at the highest frequencies are suitable for receiving signals up to 30 megahertz. So we have small loops, that is the circumference less than 0.1 lambda. They are suitable for receiving the signals up to 30 megahertz frequencies. The loop antennas are characterized by a null along the axis of the loop. It has excellent directivity. Nulls are existing along the axis of the loop. It has a very good directivity. The directivity in a particular direction is maximum. So loop provides maximum directivity that has a perpendicular direction. Small loops whose circumferences are less than 0.1 lambda, then we have suitable for receiving signals up to 30 megahertz. Loop antennas are characterized by null along the axis of the loop. It has very good directivity. Directivity is maximum in a particular direction. The features of the loop antenna. Loop antennas are suitable for low frequency, high frequency, medium frequency, very high frequency, and ultra high frequency ranges. So depending upon the structure of the antenna, we have low frequency, high frequency transmission, medium frequency transmission, very high frequency transmission, and ultra high frequency transmissions also. Loop antennas have ferrite cores to increase the effective diameter of the loop. So they are surrounded by ferrite cores so that the effective diameter of the loop is increased. They are used as broadcast receivers. For the purpose of using loop antenna, for the purpose of broadcast receivers, loop antennas have ferrite cores so that the effective diameter of the loop is increased. If the current in the loop is uniform and the loop circumference is small compared to the operating wavelength, its radiation pattern is almost like that of a magnetic dipole. The main important features of the loop are we can make use of these loop antennas suitable for low frequency, high frequency, medium frequency, very high frequency, and ultra high frequency range of applications. Loops antennas that have ferrite cores to increase the effective diameter of the loop. If such structure is used, they will be used as a broadcast receivers. If the current in the loop is uniform and the loop circumference is small compared to the operating wavelength, its radiation pattern is almost like that of a magnetic dipole. A vertical loop antenna is popular and it receives bidirectional signals. So normally we place the antenna vertical, so hence it is receiving bidirectional signals. If vertical loop antenna is shielded, it receives unidirectional signals. If you want a bidirectional reception, vertical antenna should not be shielded. When it is shielded, the vertical loop antenna receives unidirectional signals. The directional patterns of the loop antenna are independent of exact shape of the loop. And most widely used application of the loop antenna is the direction finding. In order to determine the direction of unknown transmitter, the vertical loop antenna is used, which is capable of rotating about vertical axis. So we can make use of this antenna for direction finding. When the loop associated with the receiver is turned 360 degrees, there are two maximas at 0 degrees and 180 degrees, and there are two minimas at 90 degrees and 270 degrees. So let us discuss in detail now. In order to determine the direction of the unknown transmitter, the vertical loop antenna is used, which is capable of rotating about vertical axis. The antenna must be rotated about vertical axis. Then we are getting two maximas, that at 0 degrees and at 180 degrees, and we are getting two minimas at 90 degrees and 270 degrees. Thus, when the coil is rotated, a maximum signal is heard in the receiver. So we can receive the maximum signal when the coil is rotated. Hence, the antenna must be rotated. When the loop antenna coil is set along the direction of the transmitter, and no signal is heard when the loop is at right angles to the direction of incoming wave. So hence the loop antenna must be set along the direction of the transmitter, and no signal is heard when the loop is at right angles to the direction of incoming waves. And we have square circular loop antennas. This is the structure of the square circular loop. We have x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. This is the feed point. This is the square loop antenna. The structure is made in the form of the square. X-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Three-dimensional plane is shown here. The length here is lambda by 4. The width is also lambda by 4. So it is a square loop, and we have certain circumference for the circular loop antennas. A small loop antenna. This is a small loop antenna that is located outdoor. Delta loop antenna contains 6 elements. A triangular loop. It is a triangular loop consisting of 6 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements connected, collinear, spaced equally. Then it forms the delta loop antenna to increase the directivity in a particular direction. Triangular antennas are most widely used in this application. Low frequency loop antenna. This loop is of low frequency. When it is low frequency, the size will be more. So small coil will be acting as a loop antenna. The small coil. HF transmitting loop, magnetic loop antenna. This is a high frequency transmitting loop. Magnetic loop antenna, making use of the ferrite magnet shape. SSB square loop antenna, skywave loop antenna, and this structure is a SSB square loop antenna. The structure is like the square loop here. And we have skywave loop antenna. It is looking toward the sky, skywave loop antenna. The structure is a square loop here located on the pole. Through coaxial cable, it is connected to the transmitter or receiver. This is skywave loop antenna. Active loop antenna. It is provided with active elements. It is loop antenna. And we have 915 megahertz loop antenna. This loop connected to a coaxial cable. When it is connected, when it is acting as a transmitting antenna, transmitter is connected to the coaxial cable in turn connected to the loop antenna for radiation purpose. We can also use this loop antenna for receiving. So in this case, this loop antenna is connected to the coaxial cable other end is to be connected to the receiver. So we can receive the signal properly. So this is the loop antenna mounted on a tall tower, 160 meters loop, ladder line, then 80-40 meters loop. Like that, we provide high gains, and we have stacked loops are connected here. This is the structure of a loop antenna. Then Brandstone loop antenna. The number of loop antennas are connected to a support. Very low frequency loop antenna. For VLF, the size of the loop is very high. It is capable of receiving very low frequencies. So let us summarize what we have studied in the loop antenna before going to the next antenna. A loop antenna is a single turn coil carrying RF current. Since its dimensions are much smaller than a wavelength, current throughout may be assumed to be in phase. Thus, the loop is surrounded by a magnetic field everywhere. Perpendicular to the loop, the directional pattern is independent of the exact shape of the loop and identical to that of an elementary doublet. The radiation pattern of the loop is similar to the radiation pattern of elementary doublet, that is Hertzian dipole, with the difference is that the electric vector E and magnetic vector H are interchanged. This is why a small loop is generally referred to as magnetic dipole. The loop is surrounded by a magnetic field everywhere at right angle to the loop. As it is clear that the directional pattern is dot-net shaped and hence loop antenna is suitable for direction finding applications. For direction finding, it is required to have an antenna that can indicate the direction of a particular loop. Applications of loop antenna. Loop antenna are extensively used in radio receivers, aircraft receivers, direction finding, and UHF transmitters. For direction finding, a small loop, vertical and rotatable about a vertical axis, may be mounted on the top of a portable receiver whose output is connected to a meter. Having tuned to the desired transmission, it is then necessary to rotate the loop until the received signal is minimum. The plane of the loop is now perpendicular to the direction of the radiation. When we get a minimum signal, the plane is perpendicular to the direction of the rotation. Since the loop is bidirectional, two bearings are required to determine the precise direction. If the distance between them is large enough, the distance of the source of this transmitter may be found by calculation. Loop antennas can also be used for marine radio detection finding. It is used in marine radio detection finding also. Now we will discuss about the another type of antenna, helical antenna. It is also a broadband microwave antenna. So helical antenna is a broadband VHF, UHF and microwave antennas, which is used when it is desirable to provide circular polarization characteristics. The most important application area of the helical antenna is when we require a circular polarization. Several types of antennas are classified as helical. The antenna in the sketch has its maximum radiation along its axis. So this is a feed point. We have a coil turned like this in the form of an helix. The coil is turned in the form of helix. D is the diameter of the coil and S is the spacing between the coils. And this is the feed point. When we apply a signal from the feed point, the signal will go here and convert it into RF energy. When it is moving horizontally, it produces horizontal field. When it is moving vertically, it produces vertical pattern, horizontal pattern, then vertical pattern, horizontal pattern, vertical pattern, horizontal, vertical, and so on. We are getting the radiation pattern, which is a circular type of radiation pattern. So a quarter wave monopole can be shortened and wound into a helix, common in rubber ducky antennas used in many handheld transceivers. This antenna is used in many handheld transceivers. As shown in the figure, the antenna consists of a loosely wound helix backed up by the ground plane, which is simply a screen made of wire. There are two modes of radiation: normal or perpendicular, axial. In normal mode, the radiation is in direction at right angles to the axis of the helix. Axial mode produces a broadband directional radiation in the axial direction. If the helix circumference is equal to the wavelength, the circumference, if we take equal to the wavelength, a traveling wave travels around the turns of the helix and results into circularly polarized waves. The helical antenna has typical value of directivity close to 25, beam width of 90 degrees between nulls. The energy in the circularly polarized wave is divided equally between the horizontal and vertical components. These two are 90 degrees out of phase. The transmission from a circularly polarized antenna will be received by vertical or horizontal antennas, and similarly, helical antenna will accept either vertical or horizontal polarization. The main important thing here is helical antenna produces circular polarization. So it radiates signal circularly, means both vertical and horizontal waves are transmitted. So at the receiving end, we can make use of either horizontal antenna or vertical antenna so that the signal can be received. Similarly, when the transmitting antenna is vertical, if the receiving antenna is helical, it can also receive the signal because the helical antenna produces circular polarization. So the transmission from a circularly polarized antenna will be received by vertical or horizontal antennas, and similarly, a helical antenna will accept either vertical or horizontal polarization. The gain of the helical antenna is proportional to the number of turns. The gain in turn is proportional to the number of turns. The appropriate expression for the gain we have, gain equal to 15 ns into pi d square by lambda cube. G is the gain, n is the number of turns, s is the turn spacing, d is the diameter of the helix, lambda is the wavelength. The radiation pattern of this antenna has one major lobe and several minor lobes. Because of this reason, helical antenna can be used as a VHF, UHF, and microwave antennas. And in case of satellite, also helical antenna is most widely used for satellite tracking, used as a broadband VHF and UHF antenna to provide circular radiation pattern. The construction is made in the form of circular loop like this. So helix, we have number of turns of the helix. Maximum radiation is along the line of the helix. Helix is spiral. An example, 1/4 wavelength dipole shortened into helix for handheld transceivers. For example, mobile communication, we can make use of helical antenna. Very small wavelength. Typically several wavelengths long and used with a ground plane. Circumference is half the wavelength, and the turns are 1/4 of the wavelength apart. So the circumference of this is half the wavelength. Circumference of this antenna is half the wavelength, and the spacing between them is 1/4. The turns are 1/4 wavelength effort. These are the design considerations. Circumference is half of the wavelength, and the turns are 1/4 of the wavelength apart. Applications used for VHF satellite communication. It can be used as a circular polarization, that is cross polarization. Used as a VHF, UHF microwave transmission through satellite. It is used for satellite tracking. Used as a broadband VHF and UHF antenna to provide circular polarization. And we have, this is the plane reflector. Through coaxial feed, the signal is applied, modulated signal is applied to a coaxial feed, and then the signal is passing through the turns of the helix. So it produces, when the wave is moving along horizontally, it produces horizontal polarization. When the wave is moving vertically, it provides vertical polarization. So a circularly polarized wave is passing along the helix direction. So maximum radiation is along the helix axis. This reflector is placed here so that if there are any reflection, that will be reflected by the reflector, and then there is only maximum radiation in the favored direction. In this direction, the signal is blocked. There is no signal propagation. It can be used as a directional antenna if you place a reflector behind the helical antenna. Constructional details. A helical antenna is an antenna consisting of a conducting wire wound in the form of a helix. In most cases, helical antennas are mounted over a ground plane. Helical antennas can operate in one of the two principal modes, normal broadcast mode or axial or end-fire mode. Axial mode helical antennas can have either a clockwise, right-handed, or a counterclockwise, left-handed polarization. Helical antennas can receive signals with any type of linear polarization, such as horizontal polarization or vertical polarization, because helical antenna is circularly polarized. But clockwise polarized antennas suffer a severe gain loss when receiving counterclockwise signals and vice versa. And hence axial mode helical antennas can have either a clockwise, that is a right-handed, or counterclockwise, left-handed polarization. Helical antennas can receive signals with any type of linear polarization, such as horizontal polarization or vertical polarization, but clockwise polarized antennas suffer a severe gain loss when receiving counterclockwise signals and vice versa. This is the structure of the helix. Through coaxial cable, the signal is passing through the turns of the helix. This is reflector is placed so that the gain is only in the forward direction. Signal will be propagated only in the forward direction. It is passing on through the forward direction. This B is the central support. C is the coaxial cable through which the signal is applied. Support for the helix E is the support. This support is for providing support to the helix. This is the reflector or a base used behind the antenna, helical antenna, so that the energy is only in the forward direction. This is helical aerial antenna. S is the helical aerial antenna. This is the helix antenna, actual antenna. So constructionally, it is mounted like this. Normal mode. In the normal mode, the dimensions of the helix are small compared with the wavelength. The far field radiation pattern is similar to an electrically short dipole or monopole These antennas tend to be inefficient radiators and are typically used for mobile communication when reduced size is a critical factor. So in the normal mode, the dimensions of the helix are small compared with the wavelength. The far field radiation pattern is similar to an electrically short dipole or a monopole. These antennas tend to be inefficient radiators for mobile communication because reduced size. A Tesla coil secondary coil is also an example for this. Then we have axial mode. In the axial mode, the helix dimensions are at or above the wavelength of operation. The antenna then falls under the class of waveguide antennas and produces true circular polarization. Now we'll see the features of the helical antenna. Helical antennas are composed of single driven element which is coiled in an helix. In axial mode of operation, the winding sense of the coil determines its polarization, while the space between the coil approximately 0.25 times the wavelength and the diameter of the coil approximately one-third of the wavelength determine its wavelength. So we have the design considerations. Spacing, we take it as a lambda by 4, that is 0.25 into wavelength, and the diameter of the coil is one-third of the wavelength. The length of the coil determines how directional the antenna will be and its gain. Longer antennas will be more sensitive in the direction. A reflector or is almost always used to increase the sensitivity or gain in one particular direction. That is, away from the reflector, there is a direction of propagation. Terminal impedance in axial mode ranges between 100 and 200. The resistive part is approximated by the value R equal to 140 into C by lambda, where R is the resistance in ohms, C is the circumference of the helix, and lambda is the wavelength. Impedance matching to the coaxial cable C is often done by a short strip line section between the helix and the cable terminations. The maximum directive gain is approximately 15 n C square S by lambda cube, where n is the number of turns and S is the spacing between the turns. The upper beam width is given by the formula 52 lambda to the power 3 by 2 by C root ns. The beam width between nulls is given by the formula 115 lambda to the power 3 by 2 C root ns. And we have homemade helical antenna. We can also make number of turns like this, 40 turns. The length is 14 centimeters. Coaxial cable. This diameter is a 9 mm diameter. This is used for 145 megahertz, and balancing unit can also be used for impedance matching purposes. This is the helical antenna. Number of turns here. Support rod, then there are number of turns. The radiation pattern of helical antenna is a directional pattern. In the maximum direction, it is a passing. The reflector is placed here. This is the helical antenna, helical structure. Along the axis of the helix, there is a maximum direction of radiation. If there is no reflector, we have bidirectional radiation pattern. When the reflector is placed here, there is a maximum radiation. If one wavelength antenna is used, this is the radiation. Two wavelengths are used, and we have two figure of 8 patterns. If three wavelengths are used, 3 figure of 8 patterns. If four wavelengths are used, 4 figure of 8 patterns. If reflector is placed behind the helix antenna, we can provide direction in a particular direction, gain in a particular direction. Is another structure of the helix. We can also take a wire and form the helical antenna. Simple design construction. Another structure. Another structure. 5.8 gigahertz helical antenna. Quad helical antenna. So number of turns helical antennas are placed in the form of a quad. Quadriflare helical antenna. Now let us see the applications of the helical antenna. It is used to transmit and receive VHF waves for ionospheric propagation. It is used for the following communication applications: satellite communication, space communication, space telemetry, high frequency, very high frequency bands, radio astronomy. It can also be used as a satellite tracking. These antennas are best suited for tracking space communication. Orientation of the sender and receiver cannot be easily controlled. Antenna size makes them low frequency applications. It is not suitable for high frequency and microwave applications. These antennas are suitable. And let us answer some quiz questions. The equivalence of a small loop antenna is a magnetic dipole. Next question, loop antennas are used for direction finding application. Ferrite cores in loop antenna increases diameter of the loop. Loop antenna with ferrite cores are portable broadcast receivers. They are used in portable broadcast receivers. The radiation pattern of the loop antenna is same as that of half-wave dipole, .NET pattern. Main application of the loop antenna is in mobile communication, satellite communication, satellite tracking, VHF, UHF communication. Helical antenna is used to produce dash polarized waves. It is used to produce circularly polarized waves. Frequently asked questions. Explain the working of loop antenna. Explain the construction of loop antenna. Mention the various functions of loop antenna. List the applications of the loop antenna. Explain helical antenna with a diagram. List the various applications of helical antenna.